prosperous Nigeria. And that's my belief.
Now that your mandate is short, sir, and Nigerians are now waiting to see what comes from this administration. So how are you rewarding Nigerians with the mandate given to you, Your Excellency?
I've started from day one to work hard, regardless of, the court cases, okay? And just strengthen my resolve to do more. A challenge of this nature and a future of this nature is more work and more hard work, more dedication. And just appeal to the sense of patriotism of Nigeria to have a change of mindset. Let us be positive about our country, be ready to contribute in all ways possible. There's no promise of El Dorado from day one. We're all in this boat of diversity, a member of the same family, living in the same house, but staying in different rooms. And it is important that we recognize that we have no other country but this one. So we better be committed to it, not for the sake of our own self-aggrandizement, our commitment to the values, the creed of dedication, patriotism, and commitment to the value of this country. It is extremely important that we have a change of mindset for the sake of our country. Not for us, but for our children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren, the inheritors of tomorrow.
So, the Supreme Court in Nigeria has made their verdict known to the public, and they have said that actually Tinubu Bola is the legitimate president of Nigeria, and he won the election hands down. And whatever allegations the other political parties were saying were just all lies, and those allegations hold no grounds. So they have dropped all case against him, which I think, well, it's a great thing for Nigerians because Tinubu cannot get to work to do what he promised the people of Nigeria. And he can get to do all the things that the other leaders were unable to do. He can get to fulfill his promises to the people in Nigeria. That is great. That is really, really great. But I just want to ask this question, okay, to you guys in Nigeria. What outcome were you guys hoping for? Like, do you guys ever thought that hypothetically the Supreme Court would have ruled against Tinubu? Was there ever a possibility for something like this to happen? And if you were that person that had this thought in mind, that somehow the Supreme Court will rule against Tinubu, what did you think was going to happen after that? Because let's face it, he has already been sworn in. He was carrying out the job as the president of Nigeria. So do you ever thought for a second that he was going to be taken out of the presidency and then another person being sworn in? Like, do you ever thought that was going to be a possibility in Africa, in Nigeria? Because I, for one, know this for sure. As soon as the electoral body proclaim a candidate as the winner of an election in Africa, that is final. When they say Mr. A has won, that is final. Because before they did that, all backdoor negotiations have already been concluded. Before they did that, all the cabals and all the military people have met behind the scenes and have all come to an agreement on how everything will be structured out. This person will be in charge of this, that person will be in charge of that. This is how you are going to share power. This is what you are going to do, and this is what we are going to do. Everything must have been figured out before the electoral body proclaimed the winner of the election. So, Atiku doing all those things he was doing was just a waste of time. And even the people like Peter Obi trying to challenge the elections in court was just a waste of time. And I also think that it was just a waste of the people's time and emotions. Because I do not believe for a second that someone like Peter Obi, who has been in this political arena for a very long time, does not understand how elections work in Nigeria. I do not believe that someone like Atiku Abubakar, who has also been in this political scene for many, many years, does not understand how elections work in Africa. They do. They understand quite well, but they were trying to play with the emotions of the people. And today the Supreme Court finally made everything clear that after all this talking and jumping and playing and everything, well, we are sorry to say, but Tinubu is the rightful winner of the elections. And we all just have to let him govern, which I support their verdict. Because when has the Supreme Court ever lied? Or when have they ever did anything that was in favor of the ruling government? When? I truly believe they have always been siding with the people. They have always been for the common people. They have always made sure that the common people get their rightful place in society. So when this verdict came out, I believe them. I know they did a careful and diligent observation of all the evidence that was presented to them before they came to this verdict. I am sure. And for those of you Nigerians who might be thinking that Tinubu cannot have a fake certificate or Tinubu cannot forge certificate, I have just one thing to say to you guys. You guys are the most racist people of all time. Because if there's one thing that we all know about us Nigerians is forgery and fake and all sort of yawo stuff. We know that very well, so we are not worried about that. But you can see the way people were happy. People were jumping that we've uncovered Tinubu's forgery. We've uncovered that Tinubu submitted a fake certificate, and this is what we are going to use to get him out of the presidency. When I saw all that, I was like, are you guys not living in Africa? Don't you guys know the country you are from? You are from Nigeria, and you are shocked that someone had a fake certificate. You should go and check the certificate of Tinubu's and his colleague, their age mate. And I'm sure if we look at Atiku's own certificate, we might find one of them which are not, that is not a rating. We will find something fake among all his certificates. And Atiku was there. Yeah, we had him. We called him. I was like, come on, Atiku. You are too intelligent for that. You know that is not what is going to get him out of the presidency. You know that one will not even be considered in Nigeria. Because even the Supreme Court judges, I'm sure they also have their own fake certificate. But all jokes aside, I believe that now that Tinubu's mandate has been confirmed. So he cannot get to work and he cannot transform Nigeria into the country that he promised to transform it.